Winter is upon us, so you know what that means. Sales are probably going to go down. But don't fret. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 major hurdles that I've seen during this type of weather in sales and how we're going to navigate through each major obstacle so that we can turn those slow months into your best months. Issue number 1, foot traffic. We all know when it's raining, icy, cold, people don't tend to come out to department stores or come out and meet people face to face. And that's true. That's completely all right though. We're going to expect that during the winter season. But we're also going to use that to our advantage. For example, I'm a barber. I've been a barber majority of my life. And usually during the winter season, it's slow across the board for most barbershops in the world, right? Not a lot of people are showing up, but that's totally fine. It gives me ample time to work on content to bring them back in the shop. And what I'm talking about is, for example, when they're not here at the shop and it's slow, I like to create funny content. You know, it's comical. What I actually want people to think and feel is that while they're sitting at home with an ugly haircut, what they should be doing is going back to the barbershop where what I'm visually showing people is that it's still fun. You know, like we're having conversations, people got nice haircuts, surrounded by great people, great conversations. I like to show that during the winter season so that people have that FOMO, that fear of missing out on the fun. And we all know during the winter, except for snowboarding and skiing and stuff like that, that's totally fun. A lot of people don't do those type of sports, you know. During the winter, it's slow and boring for most people. So if they crack open their Instagram or social media and they see that, you know, I'm having fun at the barbershop, we're doing haircuts, conversations, talking about great topics, doesn't matter what it is, it kind of puts that in their mind that they're missing out on some fun. That's how I kind of attack that type of thing during the winter season. So to get over this obstacle of bringing more foot traffic when there's less foot traffic is to build FOMO online. The fear of missing out when they see you online. And that could be a special guest appearance, sales, discounts of some sort. For me personally, I like to give people a feeling. I don't know what it is with me. Maybe it's because I'm a Cancer. I have a thing with like giving people like feelings. I want people to feel great after a haircut or feel great after I talk to them. So the best FOMO for me personally is when they have a fear of missing out on a great feeling. And usually, like I said, when I show people some content online during the winter, it's just the fun that they're missing out. I'm a great barber, you know, that's not really, a great haircut is only like 50% of the haircut, you know, or the haircut is actually 50% of my job. The other 50% is just giving them like a great conversation, a great time. And I like to kind of show that with the online content that I show them during the winter season. The second major obstacle that I've seen during the winter season that's affecting sales negatively is, does your brand or do you sell seasonal products? We all know during the winter, people are buying like pumpkin spice lattes and jackets. Does your product fit anywhere in that season? And if you are, great, you're cashing in. But if you're not, then maybe we have to change the way you're marketing your product, or maybe your product needs to change a little bit to fit the season. For me personally, I've been a barber majority of my life. The past couple of years, I've been doing real estate and mortgage things. I'm a lot more into the mortgage side of things, the financing of home loans. And what I realized is that during this slow season, it's actually a great opportunity to stand out. And what I mean by standing out is actually more of taking the initiative to do things that nobody else wants to do. If there isn't a lot of one-on-one conversations going around, especially when it's raining, if you get the opportunity to have a one-on-one with somebody and go through your sales pitch, which is just convincing somebody to buy something from you, it's a great opportunity that you have to crush that situation. The best opportunity, because not a lot of other people are trying to do that. But the energy and motion that you put into that situation, it doesn't go unnoticed. And if having conversations one-on-one with people isn't part of the equation, there's many other ways to stand out. It could be business cards with the holiday aesthetics, the content that you put out, things of that sort. A lot of people are in the holiday spirit. So if somehow you could kind of capture that, grasp that, and show them or make them feel warm and fuzzy when it's cold outside, a lot more people will be susceptible to listening to what you have to say. Ask yourself, is your product, is your service something that people are seeking out during this weather? And if it's not, then maybe you need to dress up your product or your service to fit the weather, to fit this holiday season. And then maybe a lot more people would consider seeking your product or service during this weather. The last, and certainly not the least, but it is certainly the most important obstacle that I've ever had to encounter during this type of season in my sales career, is motivation and energy. When it's cold, when it's rainy, I just don't have the energy to combat people with their objections. I don't have the wherewithal to go through obstacles. I just simply don't have a lot of energy. It's just the sun's not out, so I just don't have enough in me. But what I realized is when it is cold, when there isn't a lot of energy going around, you have to become that positive energy source. I think throughout this whole entire video, I've been kind of telling people to make them feel happy and warm with your energy, with what you say, how you present yourself, and so forth. That's the most important thing in this whole entire video. Yes, the weather affects sales. The most effective thing to combat slow sales is for you to be healthy. A healthy mind, a healthy body would create more positive energy. So if you don't have like a personal workout routine, regimen, or you don't have physical hobbies, try to go out and find one. For me personally, I'm a skateboarder. I'm pretty active nowadays. I didn't skate for almost 2 years and I gained a lot of weight, and it, to my own mental and physical health detriment, like I was pretty big, so it just wasn't good all the way around. But now that I've been skating, I lost some weight. I could think clearer. I'm much more ready to take on the day, and I'm much more ready to take on the stress. So now that I'm a little bit more mentally healthy and physically healthy, the stresses, they don't hit me as hard because I'm so much more ready for that now. Sometimes I look for that. If you're a real salesman, like you really want to go far, you have to go through that grind, that stress. And once you go through it and learn how to handle it, and you could beat that stress, this is a very stressful thing that we're doing here, you'll become a titan. You'll be unstoppable. You won't crack under pressure. And that's what makes or breaks, a superstar, the making of a superstar, a stud, a hero, a sales titan, and that's what this channel is all about. It's just cool advice that I kind of picked up along the way in my career. I bumped my head in so many different ways. I really just wanted to show whoever's watching this that just learn from some of my mistakes. Like, I don't want anybody to go through some of my mistakes. Their mistakes are mistaken, all right? But I really want you guys to really go far in life, especially if you're in sales. It's kind of lonely, but it's kind of not, depending on what industry you're in. But just know that, you know, I'm making videos of teaching people how to become better salesmen, better people, make more money, yes, but make more money so that you could provide more things for your family. You know, if you want a really nice car, spend all your money on a car, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I really want people to get from these videos is get built into a superstar to provide for your family, to become a legend in your own right, no matter what you do, no matter what your skill set, if you're a salesman or not, whether you do trades, be the best at your trade, be the best at sales, whatever it is. I just hope that anybody who watches this video, they get something from it that they could apply to life, and it'll help them go a little bit further. That's what I really want people to see, is that little advice here and there, a compilation of all these little cool things put together could turn you into, you know, a superhuman, that you never thought you could have done these things, provided these things, you know? So that's all I really wanted people to know from this video. So if you really like watching these videos, I love making them on my off time when I have a quick break or something like that. But if you guys really like this video, I'll see you next time. And I hope you enjoyed it.